They just built an app in days that it would have taken a team of 5 people several months to ship. Architecture, design, front-end dev, back-end dev, project management, all jobs that would have needed a person to fulfill. That was the old model. And now it's me and an AI agent called OpenClaw. So I'm going to show you what this thing actually does, why it matters way beyond productivity, and why I'm concerned about who just acquired its creator. So what is this? OpenClaw is an open source AI agent created by an Austrian developer named Peter Steinberger. And unlike ChatGPT or other AIs, which just talk, OpenClaw has eyes and hands. It runs on your machine with access to your files, your browser, your terminal, your calendar, your messaging apps. It can click through apps and websites. It can run programs. It can make purchases. It can order food. Anything you can think of doing on your computer, it can do. And you communicate with it through text, like you would a coworker. You could chat through Discord or Signal or Telegram. It does things while you sleep. One guy built this, not Apple, not Google, not Amazon. One developer, as a side project, built a better assistant than trillion-dollar companies have managed to do in a decade. And it went from 9,000 to over 150,000 GitHub stars in weeks. It was the fastest growing open source project in history. So I've been using OpenClaw for about a week now. Feels like months because I haven't slept much. And I want to be specific about what it actually does. It's not hype. It doesn't just demo apps. It makes real production level work, meaning it can build, not just prototype, but it makes actual useful things by non-coders, people like me. If you can imagine it, you can make it. I'm building an app right now that in the past would have required a full team. It takes architectural decisions, design systems, front-end components, back-end logic, project management. All of that is now a conversation between me and my AI agents. Now, here's the best way to think about it. I'm the CEO, so I come up with the vision, the direction, the decisions. I decide what we're building and why. But OpenClaw is the COO. It coordinates everything. It manages all the operations. It spins up agents, which are virtual teammates. It routes tasks. It keeps things moving. And for my setup, I use Claude as the brain. This is the intelligence powering the agents. And eventually, I want to and suggest that everybody self-hosts a local AI model because that would give you full privacy and no token limits, but that takes serious hardware to do right now. And then there's the team. I've got a front-end dev, I got a back-end dev, I got an architect, I got a designer, I got a project manager. These aren't people, these are agents I spin up and command. Each one has a role, each one does different work, and together they ship. It's my own agent team. So I'm running a company of AI workers with OpenClaw directing all the traffic. But here's the key insight. OpenClaw doesn't just come out of the box knowing how to be consistent. I had to teach it, just like a team of humans. I had to teach them how to work together, how to improve, how to know what quality is, how to hypothesize, test, learn, and hypothesize again, how to create systems that lead to progress. So together, in particular, for the first few days, we built what I call machines. And these are operational frameworks that dictate output quality. So we made a marketing machine that tells us how we go and research and create content. I created an app building machine, which is how we go from an idea to a design to a prototype to a launch. And these systems that I architected determine the consistency of the output. So when I'm working, I'm not just prompting, I'm helping my team design repeatable processes. I'm building the culture of my AI company. That's how you should think of it. How you produce consistent quality and scale. Now, imagine there are tens or hundreds of thousands of people out there, many much more talented than me, constantly building, making things that solve problems with OpenClaw. What type of impact will that make on humanity? A great impact. Let's talk about speed. I spun up an entire website about the VPS, and OpenClaw literally did everything else. The setup, the configuration, uploaded the content, done in minutes. As I said, with this technology, you become the CEO of your own team or teams. That's the mental shift. You're not doing the work. You're directing agents who do the work. You architect the systems. They execute. You scale yourself. So here's where this gets interesting for anyone who thinks about where the world is going. If one person can now do what took a team of 5 or more, what does that mean at scale? Well, my guess is that we're looking at something like 100x productivity increase as a species in the next year, maybe more. Like, think about it. Problems that took years to solve take weeks or days now. And now apply that to everything captured institutions have failed to fix, like healthcare, education, infrastructure, all the things government promises to handle and just never delivers. It's my strong belief technology makes the state obsolete faster than politics can possibly reform it. It's always been my thesis. You don't vote your way to freedom. You build tools that make centralized control irrelevant, like Bitcoin or encryption or sovereign infrastructure. OpenClaw is just another piece of that puzzle. Personal AI agents that I control or you control, running on your own hardware, amplifying your capabilities without asking permission from anyone. It is your force multiplier. I am not going to pretend it's magic, though. There are real trade-offs. For one, security is a serious thing to consider. You're giving an AI agent shell access to your machine. So if you misconfigure it, you're exposed. Security researchers found over 30,000 OpenClaw instances publicly accessible on the internet. Prompt injection attacks are real. These are malicious instructions that can be embedded in emails or documents that the agent can read. So this is why I bought a machine to run OpenClaw and my agent team on. It does not have access to my personal laptop. The other thing is there's definitely a learning curve. Like you have to architect the thinking. The AI executes, but you still have to design the systems. If you can't think clearly about what you want, like what you want to accomplish, agents are not going to save you. And it's not without its problems. Here's where I personally get concerned. On February 14th, Peter Steinberger, OpenClaw's creator, as I mentioned before, announced that he's joining OpenAI. The project is moving to a foundation that OpenAI will sponsor. Now, Steinberger, he seems like a genuine builder to me. He says he doesn't want to build a company. He wants to change the world. And teaming up with OpenAI is the fastest way to do that, probably. But let me tell you who else is at OpenAI. Guy by the name of Paul M. Nakasone, who's a retired U.S. Army general, former director of the NSA, of course, former head of U.S. Cyber Command. He joined OpenAI's board in June 2024 and sits on their Safety and Security Committee. Edward Snowden had a response to this. He said, quote, "They've gone full mask off. Do not ever trust OpenAI or its products. There is only one reason for appointing an NSA director to your board. This is a willful, calculated betrayal of the rights of every person on Earth," end quote. The NSA, the agency that Snowden proved was conducting mass surveillance on American citizens without warrants, now has a board seat at the company that just acquired the creator of the most intimate, personal AI tool ever built. Let that sink in. You can have an AI agent that reads your emails, manages your calendar, has access to your files, knows your habits, your projects, your communications. You can imagine the security apparatus might be gleeful at the opportunity to have that kind of data and access to you. But there is good news. OpenClaw is open source. The architecture is public, and competitors already exist. There's NanoClaw, which is security focused. There's Nanobot, which is 99% smaller code base. It's more lightweight. There's PicoClaw, which is a single binary, runs on minimal hardware. IronClaw, which is a Rust rewrite, hardened security. For anyone who wants sovereignty, who wants tools that aren't captured by the surveillance state, alternatives exist and will continue to exist. And that's the point of open source. You can't capture it. You can buy the creator, but you can't buy the code. Forks happen, communities form, the architecture survives. OpenClaw, or something like it, is absolutely the future. It's one person operating like a full team. You're the CEO of your own operation. You could 100x your productivity, problem solved faster, and likely government made obsolete forever by this type of technology. I'm using it. I recommend you look into it. Just know the risks. And if you don't like that OpenAI owns it now, don't use OpenAI. The code is open. Competitors exist. Forks happen. It's the whole point. You don't need their permission. You don't need their infrastructure. You don't need them. One person, a laptop, an agent team, that's a company now. That's leverage. That's power they can't tax, regulate, or control. The state doesn't become obsolete because we voted away. It becomes obsolete because we stopped needing it. Tools like this give us power and independence from the people who think they own you.
You wear the flag on your dress like a cataract. The dual colors, see the truth and then feel